Welcome everyone to our free introduction to the Ananda Health and Healing course. I am Devalila Vienhoff, Administrator for Online with Ananda, and I'm the coordinator for this online course. I'd like to begin with a reading from Swami Kriyananda. This is on good health, and it really reflects this course and the intention we have in putting it together. I also want to add that the different aspects of this course are all drawn from the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda. He emphasized the spiritual realm, but he also taught about physical, mental health, and how important it is, how they all interconnect. And it's really been fun putting this course together, and I'm very happy to be sharing about it with you. So I'll be reading this. You can read along with me. Good health. Good health is more than the state of not being ill. It is a radiant state of inner well-being. Physical illnesses may be cured by medicines. No medicine, however, can induce that state of boundless energy which comes when every cell in the body cooperates with the mind willingly, joyfully, in all that it seeks to do. Such radiant well-being comes after the mind has been cleared of every shadow of unwillingness, of fear, and of doubt, when one has learned to say yes to life and when one has learned to love. It's such a beautiful description of what radiant health and well-being is. This course is primarily for your own health and healing, but it's also will give you tools to share health and healing with others. This slide shows the different sections. There are 12 sections in this course. Learning to focus, energy, intuition, attitudes, self-healing, affirmations for self-healing, the prayer techniques that Yogananda taught, the chakras, karma, reincarnation, diet, nutrition, stress, sound, music, and how to help others. I'm going to be going through each of these sections one at a time. So we have a lot to cover. I will do my best to leave plenty of time for questions. But if you have any questions at any time, feel free to type them into the question and answer box, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability at the end. If there's any unanswered questions, I'll email you after the webinar. I'll be first giving you the main purpose of each section, and then I'm going to be showing you a screenshot of each section, explaining the different activities, the different aspects of each section. The first section, learning to focus. This is really key to health and healing. This is about meditation. Meditation is the foundation of true health and true healing. It helps us to tune into the fact that we're more than this body, we're more than this physical body. Oftentimes when we think of healing, we think of the physical realm, but there is equally important is the mental and the spiritual. By learning to focus, learning to meditate, we can tap into higher realities and become more aware, become more sensitive to what's happening. This will help you in developing your own personal meditation practice. If you already have a meditation practice, this will help you focus it toward the realm of health and healing. So here's a screenshot of our first lesson. Each of the 12 lessons includes a 1-hour video by a different instructor. This first hour-long video is by Nayaswami Jyotish. I know the copy on this page may be small, but I wanted to show you what was in each course, and it was hard to get that bigger for you. But afterwards I'll also send you a PDF, and that'll give you bigger images. Jyotish gives an hour-long class teaching you how to meditate and discussing the importance of meditation. Why is meditation important to health and healing? Most of the sections also include an activity. These activities are just between you and the instructor. They're experiential. Yogananda emphasized the importance of experiencing these teachings rather than just going on blind faith. It's through our own experience that we learn, that we grow, and the activities give you that opportunity. They're very specific assignments geared to each section. You practice on your own, and then you report back to the instructor how it went. What did you find? What did you actually experience? So it's a very valuable tool. The discussion forums are a fun way to interact with everyone in the course. So you'll be sharing if you feel to. This is optional as well. You don't have to participate in the forum, but we hope you will. This is an ongoing discussion. A person will post something relevant to this particular topic, and other people have an opportunity to reply. So this is also a way that we can help each other, and we can share ideas with each other through the forums. It helps make it much more alive and a feeling of community and interconnectedness as we go through the course together. Also, in most of the sections, you'll find a resource area, and this is links to courses that'll help you go deeper with this particular topic, and also reading material, also sometimes handouts and audio and additional video. So I'll go ahead and carry on. I won't spend as much time on each of the next lessons. I just wanted to really give you a full overview of this first one. Second section is Principles of Energy and Energization. This is taught by Nayaswami Devi. I want to also go back a little and say Nayaswami Jyotish is the spiritual director of Ananda Worldwide, and Nayaswami Devi is his wife. She's the co-director. The core of this particular lesson is Yogananda's energization exercises. Paramhansa Yogananda stated that the energization exercises were his unique contribution to the science of yoga. They're extremely valuable in tuning into subtle energy flows and learning how to direct energy in sending healing energy to others, but also directing energy within ourselves, learning how to send energy to a body part that's in need of healing or health, but also learning how to direct our energy upward to higher consciousness, to more uplifted states. These are some of the results of practicing and learning the energization exercises. I'll add that these are lifelong practices. Meditation, energy, learning how to really work with these things is not something that you'll learn in just this one class, but we're giving you the foundation from which we hope you will continue to practice, continue to develop, and continue to work with for a very long time. It takes a lifetime to really understand, to refine. There's no limit to how deep you can go with these teachings, let's put it that way, but you can benefit right away from practicing right from the beginning. This section, this lesson 2, includes an hour-long video, an energy awareness exercise, and a particular video only on the energization exercises. This is an instructional video offering the 39 different exercises included. I know that sounds like a lot, and it is in the beginning, but they do all flow together. And once you learn them, they're a joy to practice, and they take roughly 20 minutes to go through them all. I'll go to this next section, Developing Intuition. This is also taught by Nayaswami Devi. This is really key, and it ties into the meditation lesson, learning how to tune into what's trying to happen, what's underneath this illness, if it's just you want to heal out of a behavior perhaps. But intuition is key in helping us be guided by wisdom and be guided by true healing, be guided by what is the divine trying to tell us. What are we meant to learn through this? You will learn how to trust and act on true guidance through this lesson. What is true guidance? Guidance can come in many forms, and sometimes it's coming to us from our past conditioning. It can be coming to us based on fear or ego-driven guidance. So learning how to differentiate what is true guidance, what is guidance that is leading to a true healing and from our higher self. In this lesson, Nayaswami Devi gives the hour-long video. We also have an intuition exercise. This is from Swami Kriyananda, the exercise, and it is very powerful in giving you the experience of intuition. We all have it. We don't always all listen to it. It's through listening and acting on our intuition that it begins to develop stronger, and we begin to have more faith and trust, and we begin to know what's intuition and what is something else. You'll also have an opportunity to share in a forum. In this section, there are 2 very powerful talks by Swami Kriyananda, part 1 and part 2, on the different aspects of intuition and learning how to trust and learning how to recognize your intuition. We also offer an online course to help you explore this in even more depth. Lesson 4 is about the mental realm, your attitudes. This is taught by Nayaswami Pranaba, and this is very vital to health and healing. Having the right attitude of freedom, an attitude of inner freedom, is vital. Learning how acceptance and gratitude can help promote healing. Learning how to shift from attitudes that are pulling us down, that are contractive. Learning how to be more light and expansive. And in doing this and working with our attitudes, we become more open to listening to intuition. So all of these lessons, they're not really separate. They're taught separately, but they do interact. They overlap and they interconnect. You'll be given a video, hour-long video, an exercise, a very fun exercise that Pranaba created on working with, exploring, and finding out for yourself what attitudes work for you and how you can shift them and what works for you in shifting them. Each of us are unique this way, and there are tools and techniques we'll teach, but there are ones that may work better for some people and others work better for others. So this is again emphasizing experiencing these things for yourself, making them your own. There is a wonderful forum where you can share about this experience with your fellow students, as well as an online course. Lesson 5 again carries forth with the mental plane and the emotional plane, working with affirmations, helping us to change our attitudes, to change our beliefs, to examine what is it that we keep on repeating to ourselves mentally that's creating certain conditions in our life. What are we attracting to ourselves? Through this lesson, you'll learn Paramhansa Yogananda's technique for spiritualizing thoughts, for magnetizing thoughts. You'll also learn sacred affirmations that Yogananda registered in the ether, that he spiritualized with divine presence. You'll learn these and you'll learn how to use them in your own life. This section includes 3 videos. This is the first is the class with Mary Kretzmann, which she talks about the importance of affirmation. She also teaches the way that Yogananda taught to do an affirmation. She gives you an experiential example where you can follow along. We've also included a couple of other shorter videos where you can use affirmations along with Mary for specific purposes. There's an affirmation exercise where you work with an affirmation and share with the instructor how that went. So these activities are like assignments, and they all add up toward the end, and I'll tell you this, I'll show you this at the very end to get a certificate of completion. So you'll want to be doing the activities. The forums are optional, but we do encourage that just to really help engage you, because the more we participate in our own healing, in our own health, the more we put out energy, the more we'll receive. And so I encourage people in this course to really put forth energy and put yourself out there a little bit. It can be scary posting to a forum. You don't know how people might respond, but most everyone feels the same way, and it's just really fun to see how friendships blossom and how different ideas come about through the forums. The sixth lesson in this course is core to it. This is the healing prayer techniques as taught by Yogananda. Mary Kretzmann teaches this. This is the Divine Mother prayer that Yogananda taught. It has been spiritualized by Yogananda. By saying this prayer, you invoke the presence of Divine Mother in healing others. She'll go into this in quite depth, a lot of depth, helping you to understand on a deep level the power of prayer and sending energy. You'll learn how to increase your prayer magnetism through this prayer and just through the practice, through the techniques she'll teach, or she teaches in this video. Also learning how to tune into subtle guidance as you're praying. What's trying to happen. The first video is an hour-long video where Mary discusses the healing prayer technique, gives an experience with it where you can follow along. Second video is strictly it's a shorter video, and it's just strictly the Divine Mother prayer. The activity is helping you learn how to tune into the energy of prayer. It's, again, interconnected with other lessons in this course: intuition, energy, meditation. All of these foundational practices that you've learned in the beginning of the course will help you in refining your ability to tune into the subtle energy and go deeper in prayer. Healing through the chakras. This is taught by Nayaswami Savitri. You will learn what the chakras are and how they are key to health and healing, how they're roadmaps in the spine, in the astral spine, and how they manifest, how imbalances in the chakras manifest in the physical realm and the mental realm, and how perfect health manifests in the physical and the spiritual and the mental realm through the chakras. The chakras are a roadmap, and Nayaswami Savitri has devoted much of her life to studying Yogananda's teachings on the chakras. She gives a beautiful presentation and offers a whole lot of information, a whole lot of handouts for you where you can really explore the chakras and learn how to clear them, transform the energy, and purify the chakras. An hour-long class, and then an exercise she gives for exploring the different chakras in the body, helping you really experience for yourself what areas are in need of healing for yourself. And by doing this, you will magnetize your own healing ability for others. The more you can learn to heal yourself through these practices, through all these lessons, the more you will become magnetic in yourself in sending this energy out to others. So it's a vital key to becoming an instrument of healing in this world. It's very much needed. The discussion forum is just really for fun. Pick a chakra, any chakra, just have fun with that. Think about what chakra you're exploring and share about it in the forum, and have others share what's going on for them. It's just really can be a lot of fun working with these forums and sharing with other students all over the world. Here are, in the resource section, our handouts, as well as an online course that Savitri developed on the chakras that's even much more in depth. Karma and reincarnation. This is a very important aspect of health and healing. This is taught by me, but also included are 2 videos by Swami Kriyananda, and as I'll explain at the end of our webinar this evening, Swami Ananda will also give a class on this. So there's a large variety of different resources for you on karma and reincarnation. Karma is often misunderstood as a form of punishment. People think, it's their karma, or I must have bad karma to be having this. Karma is not punishment. Karma is simply energy. Karma, as Yogananda said, it is an expression of divine love. Karma is our unique pathway to healing. Whatever is happening in your life is a reflection of something that was set in motion either in a past life, possibly in this current life. We don't have to know exactly what was happening to overcome our karma. But understanding that it's impersonal, that this is just energy, and that we have techniques, we have tools to work through, to transcend our karma, to become free. This is all our karma is doing. It's teaching us, it's there to teach us a way out, a way higher, a way to freedom. And by accepting our karma, accepting what is, we open the doorway for responding appropriately, how to shift it. Learning the philosophy of reincarnation and karma helps give us a much broader perspective than what's happening in this moment, in this short span of time. Excuse me, I've got to cough. Pardon me. You'll learn tools and techniques to work with karma and how to transcend it. As I mentioned, there's 3 videos. We'll be adding one with Swami Ananda. First video is with me talking about karma and reincarnation. I've brought together all the teachings that I could in that 1 hour of Yogananda, what he wrote, what he said. And I got us through a visualization in that video. We included how to overcome karma with Swami Kriyananda, and also what happens when a person dies. We thought that this was an important one to add because it helps bring again that we are more than this physical body, and that health and healing is more than just health and healing for right now, for our physical body. The soul is eternal, and when we can heal on a much higher level, when we can learn our lessons, when we can really accept our karma as a gift that is showing us what we particularly need to learn, then when we die, we carry that with us, and the next life we're more and more free. So it's really a beautiful way to view whatever we're going through as something that is really meant to free us, not meant to punish us. We've provided a karma exercise where you can work with karma with a visualization on visualizing karma as divine love and then sharing about that. The discussion forum where you can share with fellow students your beliefs, perhaps if they've changed since doing these exercises, what you used to believe, how you believe now. All these things are fun, interesting to share with each other. And then we've got many resources listed at the bottom. Diet and nutrition is taught by Avital Miller. She is an instructor in another course of ours on the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda, how to achieve glowing health and vitality. She's dedicated a large part of her studies to diet and nutrition and health and healing, and gives a very dynamic class on Yogananda's teachings on food. He gives a very specific diet. He recommends very specific foods. He doesn't give rules, but just gives recommendations, and he encourages a vegetarian diet, but it's not that you have to be a vegetarian in order to follow this. There are certain foods that have certain spiritual qualities, and this will also go into in this lesson, certain foods that will help promote healing, promote positive attitudes, promote expansive attitudes. And you'll also have an opportunity to create your own personalized daily diet. This is on your own, up to you, but you can use what you've learned, and in the forum that we have in this course, you can share what you are working with, what you feel is going to be something that's balanced and healthy for you. Begins with an hour-long video of Avital giving a talk. We have an introspection exercise on your relationship with food, on eating, and what is this doing for you, and becoming more conscious, basically. The discussion forum, as I mentioned, is a place where you can explore creating your own diet based on these teachings. Perhaps they're modified based on your own medical needs. So we would want to emphasize that for you, that if you have a particular dietary restriction or dietary recommendation because of medical needs, you need to follow that. These are teachings by Yogananda, but he also recommended that you use medical doctors, that medical doctors were given to us to as instruments for healing, and so we would never want you to bypass that. I just want to make sure that that is clear for everyone. We also have handouts on all the different teachings of Yogananda, including a 9-day cleansing diet that he recommended. Of course, with medical permission, you would want to do that. This next section is on stress management, and this is taught by Dr. Sadev. Excuse me, let me pronounce her name correctly because it's an Indian name. Dr. Sika Sadev. She is a medical doctor in India. She's a general practitioner. She's a devotee of Yogananda's and part of Ananda, India. She was here visiting, and we had the great honor of having her speak for us and do a class for this course. She speaks on stress management throughout India. This is one of her main focuses in helping people. She gives a very fascinating class on the scientific studies of stress how stress affects our mind and our body, and what actually happens physically. She gives clear, simple steps on how you can release tension and stress. She gives tips on diet, exercise, breathing, and how to create an internal healing environment for your body and your mind. This section includes an hour-long video with Dr. Sika Sadev, an exercise on simplifying your life. Now, this is one of the keys to reducing stress, is finding ways to simplify our life. Life can be very, very complicated. Stress is almost epidemic, and this is a very important section, learning how to live simply. Yogananda said, simple living and high thinking lead to the greatest happiness. And it's through this section that you'll learn some of these wonderful teachings. We're almost to the end. There are 12 sections, as I mentioned in the beginning. So section 11 is on healing with sound and music. This is taught by Bhagavati and Ramesha, who are the co-music directors of Ananda, along with David Eby and Jeannie Shantz. They give a powerful talk on sound and music and consciousness. There is nothing more immediate than music. And I know that most of you have experienced this when we're in a very bad place, maybe, or even in a really good place. Music can shift that in an instant, and we can utilize the power of music, to heal ourselves. It transcends the intellect, the mind, the thinking mind, where you're analyzing and you're trying to figure it out. Music goes right by all that. It just goes right to the heart. And it's a very powerful tool in healing. They have created an exercise to help you experience this for yourself through experimenting with choosing different types of music, and just experiencing what actually happens when you listen to that music and sharing it with the instructor. It's a very helpful exercise, and will do more for you than listening to the talk even, because it's, again, through our experience. Although I don't want to say don't listen to the talk, because it's very inspiring, but it's through our experience that we really get these things on a deep level. So included are the video, the exercise, a excerpt of Swami Kriyananda chanting Om, the sound that permeates all creation, as well as a link to an online course that Bhagavati and Ramesha teach to help you go deeper in this subject. The final section in this course is how to help others. This is a natural place that we want to go to when we have healed, when we have worked with healing energy, when we've found this joy, this peace, this healing in ourselves. Naturally, we want to share this with others, but we don't always know how. What's the appropriate way? What's the most effective way? This section will teach how to do it, what it means to be a true and pure channel of healing energy, the importance of giving and receiving in our healing journey. We can't hold these things to ourselves and have them thrive. We have to let the energy move through us. It's when we give what we receive that we receive more. And it's like a flowing river. It just continues to feed when we can give. You learn skills in the art of spiritual counseling through a talk by Swami Kriyananda that is included in this section. There is a video by Nayaswami Durga, who's one of the founding members of Ananda, has a lot of experience with guiding and helping others. She's like a spiritual mother, and she really knows her stuff. So she'll be giving that talk. There's an exercise on giving and receiving energy, so you can experience for yourself what this means and share it with the instructor. Just as a reminder, all the activities are between you and the instructor, and the forums are between you and all the fellow students. They're more public. This forum is The Channel is Blessed, and this one is about sharing your experience with giving and receiving. What is that like? What are you experiencing? For resources in this course, I had mentioned the Art of Spiritual Counseling, talk by Swami Kriyananda. Also, we've included an entire book by Swami Kriyananda in this section, How to Be a True Channel. This is an amazing book and will potentially really open your eyes to what it means to really get out of your own way, what it means to let higher guidance flow through you. It brings it all together, and I highly recommend that you do take the time to read the book. Finally, I want to mention the next webinars in this series. This first webinar tonight has been a free introduction. The next webinars are only included for those who have signed up for the Ananda Health and Healing course. The first webinar is next Thursday with Nayaswami Mangala. She is a registered nurse practitioner. She teaches at the Expanding Light. She is the probably one of the most, well, it's hard to say the most because there are many experienced teachers with health and healing, but she has devoted a large part of her life to these teachings in regard to health and healing, and is very well versed in all aspects of healing. So we're really excited to be able to have a webinar with her on April 16th, and she'll be discussing the Radiant Health Pyramid. The following week will be Yoga and Health with Tyagi Mayatri. Again, she is a nurse and also very devoted to the Ananda Health, or just the teachings of health and healing as taught by Yogananda. She is currently, I believe she is the co-director or just one of the main teachers in the yoga therapy program at the Expanding Light. And she will talk about yoga and health. Karma and Healing is going to be taught by Swami Ananda. She is a founding member, and also all of these, we're very excited to be able to add these to our course to really fill it out more. Ananda brings a unique perspective. She always picks up the idea of karma and reincarnation by a new thread. I don't think I've ever heard a talk by her the same twice on this topic. She just has a wealth of knowledge in this area. Mary Kretzmann, director of the Healing Prayer Ministry, will also do an experiential, help you go deeper in affirmation and prayer. This is one of her greatest strengths, is learning how to really work with affirmation, sending energy, tuning into subtle guidance. So we hope that those of you who are not part of the course but are just watching this introduction will join the course and be part of these webinars. So I have talked, hopefully leaving enough time for questions. I have talked pretty fast. I hope I haven't talked too fast, and I want to give you an opportunity to ask any questions you may have. If you don't have any questions, that's perfectly fine, but I'm happy to answer anything. Right now, there is one question. Kathleen is asking, I will be traveling April 16th to May 3rd. Will the webinars be recorded? Yes, they will be recorded, and they will become part of the online course. So they will be there forever, indefinitely. I want to add that the course is 120 days long. So if you sign up for the course, you have 120 days to go through it. Now, we're very, very flexible with that. If you need an extension, it is no problem whatsoever. One of the main purposes for having a time frame in a course is to help you be motivated to move through it. If it's open-ended, we have found that people tend to let it just kind of gather dust on the shelf. So we do encourage you to try and do it within that time frame, but if you want more time, that's okay. So I don't want that to detract you. 120 days is a nice long chunk. It gives you time to really absorb and really participate in the course. Beth is asking, when are the webinars? I'll put this slide back. April 16th, 23rd, 30th, and May 7th. The next 4 following Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., same time as this, same time, same day, just the next 4 weeks. Another question, can one do the online course at one's own pace? Yes, you can do the course at your own pace. There is if you want to spend more time in one section, it's not a problem. If you want to spend less time in one section, it's not a problem. The recommended pace is 1 to 2 weeks in each section, but it's perfectly fine to take longer, take less. I wouldn't recommend rushing through it though, because there is something to be said for taking the time, especially with the activities, experiencing what the results are and taking your time with that, not really just zipping through. So it's good. The cost is $159. If you're a member of the virtual community, you do receive a 20% discount. You'll have to do the math on that. I am not so good at doing that in my mind. I usually do a calculator, but it is 20% off, and you will receive a refund if you're a member of the virtual community. So I believe I've answered. Someone else put in a question, what's the cost? It's $159, 20% off with virtual community membership. So those are some great questions. I don't know if anyone has any others. I think I spoke longer than or spoke faster than I had expected, because now we do have some extra time. Okay, someone is asking, what does it cost to be a virtual community member? The virtual community membership is $20 a month or $180 for a year. If you pay a year ahead of time, it works out to be $15 a month. Part of the virtual community membership is that ongoing webinars with guided meditations, healing prayers, book study meeting, specialty webinars with Jyotish and Devi, the spiritual directors, satsangs, all kinds of resources, an incredible amount of support in your spiritual life, no matter where you are. It's really for anyone who is interested in taking their spiritual life to another level. If you're on your own, it's not so easy. If you're on your own, like in a city or out remote, having the online community has really helped. I just get feedback all the time how much it really helps people feel connected and feel supported in their practices. So if you're at all interested, there is a 14-day free trial. You can sign up with no obligation and experience it for 2 weeks and see if this is for you or not. We did get some more questions. Someone entered a little late, wanted to know when this course begins. The course is actually open for enrollment immediately. I will put this link up. This is a live link on this slide, and it will take you to the landing page or the page where you can enroll. And it will also give you more information on the course, mainly a summary of what I've shared in this webinar, but you can click on that link and save it. If you're contemplating joining, you just want to think about it, you can click on that link. Also, feel free to email me. My email is Devalila, DEVALILA, @onlinewithananda.org, and I will put that up on the screen for you so that you don't have to. My email. I just want to get this the right size. Devalila @onlinewithananda. So feel free to email me after the webinar or anytime, and I am happy to answer more questions. Well, it's a wonderful to see so many of you here for this webinar, coming in at 4 p.m. Pacific time. We're trying to vary the times that we do webinars so that we can include more around the world, more especially on the East Coast. We often gear our webinars to the Pacific time zone because that is where we're located, but we know that there are many throughout the country and also throughout the world who would like to attend these things, and so we're trying to offer different times. Well, I think that I'll give it another. Oh my gosh, someone just typed in that it is 10 to 1 in the morning in the UK. So thank you, Christos, a good friend from the online classes. Blessings to you. I'm glad you could come, and really great that you woke up early to attend. It's really fun to know that. Well, we can, every time I think that of ending early, more things come in. Okay, well, I'm so glad that you enjoyed this presentation, and I will make sure that no more questions come in before I go ahead and just end a little early. I do hope that many of you will join this course, and I wish you health and healing on all levels. Blessings.